What is going on, Shib Army? It is Ahmed, and I am back today with yet another video for you all. Today, we're actually doing a live stream, and we got some exciting things that we need to cover on this very day. It is October 12th. We have the countdown for one of the biggest catalysts to date for the Shiba Inu ecosystem. And you guys know what it is. We are expecting some phenomenal price action on the way with the hype that is around the NFT dropped for the SHIB ecosystem. 10,000 NFTs will be going live sometime this week. Could it be tomorrow? Could it be Friday? Could it be this weekend? We don't know. But what we do know is we want to be prepared, not surprised. And to do that, we got to learn what are the steps needed to mint an NFT. Ooh, that's a tongue twister. What are the steps needed to mint an NFT? What does it take to make sure you're ready and competitive once an NFT launches? Because my anticipation for the Shiboshis is that, and it's not just from me, this is what I've heard from other people that are in the NFT space, it's what in the world will happen as soon as it launches. There's things like gas wars, there's things like, again, you're competing against a community of over 700,000 individuals, which is a number a lot of us can't really even fathom. So let's go ahead. We're going to touch on everything. Let me give a quick shout out to some people in the chat. And I have a special guest with us, guys. A special guest who's been in the NFT space for quite some time. We already have 256 people in the chat, which is absolutely insane. A big shout out to the Shiba Army. You guys are always deep. So a big shout out to my friend. Let's see who we got. Long Beach City. Going up, he says, Brian's Tips for Dads, my man, always supporting, always one of the first people on the videos. Big shout out to you as well. Who else do we have? Naomi Nate, welcome. Money Move, Glitch Support Game, how are you doing? Man, you guys are really racing for that first spot, but I appreciate you guys all so much for tuning in. This is going to be a special one, and I think today the amount of value that will come about from this stream is going to be tremendous. Relative to the other streams, I think that this might be the biggest one that you will take information from, because look, one of the number one things that we got to realize that's pumping right now is the token that is associated with the Shiboshi's NFT drop, and that is Leash. I'm so thankful that I bought Leash at 1,700. I bought a lot of Leash in preparation to hopefully mint 10 Shiboshis, but I've already made a killing just on that. So again, one of the things I told you guys in a previous video is make sure you're prepared, not surprised. And with how Leash's price action was looking, I said, this could be an easy, quick flip if you want to make money just investing into Leash token. Because again, everybody that's part of this ecosystem, the 700,000+ holders, are probably going to want to get their hands on the Shiboshis. So congratulations to everyone. If you're up 30%, don't be afraid to take some profits. You guys know I'm all about making sure you always give yourself what you deserve. And when something's up 30, 40, 50, 60%, that was unexpected, take some profits off the top. And hey, get ready for the big Shiboshi drop. So guys, without further ado, let me go ahead and introduce who we have with us on the chat. So you guys know, recently I've been making videos, especially with the Shiboshi drop, that I'm getting into the NFT space more so than just for SHIB. Shiboshis are exciting, but the chances of me minting one as soon as it drops is going to be very, very low. So I started digging into the NFT space, and look at this. I didn't even mention on Twitter that we're live. So let me just give me a second here. I'm going to put the link for our live stream so we make sure that the Twitter family is aware that we're live on the YouTube space. Because again, I mentioned yesterday and today that I was going to be live, but we still got a lot. We got a lot of room to grow the stream tonight. We have 404 people. Make sure you guys smash that like button, and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let's get this video out to more people. Break that YouTube algorithm, if you will. All right, guys. So there we go. We gave the community over there some information that we're live. Now, so as you guys know, and the person that I have with me today is a very special guest, honestly. I've been working very closely with the developer, the main developer of Baby Dinos NFT. Now, again, he is somebody that has a lot of experience in the NFT space. He's been there, done that, been doing this for a lot longer than I have, because guess what? For me, this is going to be the first NFT that I actually get to mint. It's either going to be the Shiboshis or the Baby Dinos. But what he's going to do for us today is take us step by step on what we got to do when minting happens, or the day of, the official day for pre-sales or mint days. And also, he's going to give us an introduction to his project. In addition, also give us the roadmap and why it's so similar to the Shiba Inu ecosystem. So without further ado, let me introduce you guys to the Baby Dinos NFT. How are we doing, my man?
Thank you for having me. It's great to be here. Looking forward to chatting.
Absolutely. Absolutely, my man. So again, guys, this is literally unscripted. We are just going to follow things along, whatever order you guys want to do them in, but we want to make sure we cover everything that you guys are looking for. So there's a lot of FAQs directly from the Discord. So make sure you guys check out the link in the description for the Bad Baby Dinos NFT Discord. But there's an FAQ section with a lot of things that you guys have been asking. And again, just in the general chat, it's been very, very busy. You can see this. People are very active, which I love. But go ahead and let us know what are some of the questions that you've been seeing the most as the main developer and some of the things that you want to touch on first and foremost before we even jump into Shiboshis and the Bad Baby Dinos.
Yeah, for sure, Pop. Again, I appreciate the time. Everybody, hello.
Absolutely.
Like to get in front of everybody here, chat about the project a bit, and obviously chat about the Shiboshis that are much anticipated coming up. Yeah, we got a ton of info that we could cover, but we want to keep it relatively short and sweet. We really want to get a few points across, and most of it is just a little bit deeper dive into the project. If you guys aren't a part of the Discord already, like Pop mentioned, links down below, join it. We are creating an amazing community so far. I mean, it's blown away my expectations already. I've been in and out of this chat for the past week or so. We've got about 2,500 members already, and I'm talking active members, not just people joining to join. I mean, we have some very active members, a lot of people in there helping other people, helping newcomers, answering questions. So that's the place to be. That's the place that we make all of our up-to-date announcements first, and we have a lot of frequently asked questions already answered there. So first step is get over there, check that out, get a part of the family there. Biggest thing we have coming up Friday, guys, is our pre-sale. This will be our first drop of our project. Whitelisted pre-sale, so you have to be on the whitelist in order to pre-sale during that drop. That's coming up this Friday. So whitelist information is in the Discord. We made it relatively easy, but not too easy. We do want this to be a fairly exclusive pre-sale. So you'll see in there, if you invite 3 members, get them to join and or rank up to a level 10 in our chat, which is basically just being involved in the community, then you'll get on that whitelist. So, I mean, that's the first thing I want to kind of throw out there, Pop, for now, just to get some information out there. And I'd love to dive into some questions and see where it goes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right.
So you want to go through a couple of these questions that our community has already put together?
Yeah, we can do that. But just at the beginning here for like maybe the first few minutes, I kind of just want to talk about NFTs in general. Since you've been in this space for so long, I just kind of want to understand, we have, when it comes to Shiba swap, specifically on this website, their main swap mechanism and how it works is there's this tab that they have under for the NFTs. We know that you're going to need leash to swap for, your leash to obtain a Shiboshi within that first 24 hours. Since you've been in the NFT space for so long, can you just give us a little bit of a background on what typically happens on the day it drops for minting and what people should kind of expect in terms of, can I get this on day one? Do you recommend we get it on day one? Again, not financial advice, but kind of your input since you've been doing this for, years now.
Yeah, I'll take the reins on that, and I'll kind of I'll kind of repeat the whole not financial advice spiel. But hey, mint drop days are crazy. They're exhilarating. It's just such a rush. I've seen projects just do amazing, and I've seen projects absolutely fall on their face on mint days. Mint days are just crazy. Now, we all know SHIB Army brings it in anything they do. I know that, you know that. So I think this drop's going to be insane. I think it was smart for them to hold back any kind of drop date information. Has a little bit more of an exclusive approach. Also, holding leash and minting with leash will help the exclusive. I mean, I think SHIB holders are over 600K holders at this point.
730K, yeah.
Yeah, 730,000 holders. So, figure 10% of those that want to mint. I mean, it's still 7-fold of what's even available if you were to only mint one. So, I mean, the numbers are crazy. So, I mean, my only advice, if I was giving some advice on any kind of mint day, is most of it is a stroke of luck. in these situations. You're going to have the website or the swap ready wherever they're going to mint from. You're going to have your leash ready. You're going to have your wallet connected, and it's just going to be a countdown. And it's how fast can your finger be? You got to figure everybody else's finger is going to be about as fast. So it's a stroke of luck to get it sometimes. You can turn up your gas. You can spend extra on gas, depending how much you really want to invest in the project. Be careful with that, I would advise, just because if it doesn't go through, obviously you're out the gas and now you're net negative going into the project. But it's a bit of a stroke of luck. So you just got to be ready. You got to be part of the community. You got to be listening. You got to be tuned in, ready to go.
For sure. Yeah. And I know, again, so kind of what the reality for me is starting to come down to, could I be at work when it drops? Could I be at home? Would I be asleep? Will I be awake? It's just almost like, when the DEX dropped, or the decentralized exchange, which was Shiba Swap. Same time, it's like I wanted to get Bone as soon as it dropped, but, I missed out on, it was like at $15 thinking that, hey, I was too late. But I know this is a crypto asset, and there was, again, more than enough to get around for everyone. But with NFT specifically, the typical flow of things is they're minted. Those who minted take it. The majority of them, or at least a portion of them, will head over to what we call OpenSea. And that's where they'll list their Shiboshis at maybe a 5x from what the minting cost was, 10x. Who knows? Some people might be ridiculous and put it at 100x in terms of cost. And you never know. With the community this size, I think people might end up paying that much money for NFTs. Because the NFT game really doesn't make sense, but there's two separate ones. And this is where the Bad Baby Dinos NFT comes in. And that's kind of what I wanted to do transition. So it's going from, there's two types of NFTs, and this is my understanding, and please, correct me if I'm wrong. Community-based NFTs or hype-based NFTs. Two different categories and two completely different, potential for each of those. So can you kind of touch on those two before we dive into, the one that you decided to develop and grow into a community-based one?
Yeah, that's a super good way to word that. I mean, community versus hype. And there's no right versus wrong here. It's just two different approaches, two different business models, so to speak. Right. So your hyped projects are going to be exactly that, extremely hyped. A lot of information out there, building momentum behind it. They're going to launch. They're going to sell out in seconds, and they're going to skyrocket. Your more community-based are going to be a little slower growing. But they might be a little, or there should be a little longer lasting. So, for example, the project that we're putting together is a little more, or is more community based. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to build quality over quantity, is the way I would summarize it. So, we've done plenty of marketing. We've got quite the marketing budget. We've got the capital to do it. So that's not the issue. But we want the right people. And we want the right active community members in our community minting and buying these NFTs. That will create the culture moving forward to have a sustainable project thereafter. There's two kinds of minters, two kinds of minting people, so to speak. There's going to be the flippers and there's going to be the hodlers. And sometimes you could be a little bit of both too. That's also a very good strategy. But the flippers are, you mentioned it, they're going to get in, they get a little stroke of luck, they get it, they turn around for a quick 5-10x, usually for a hyped enough project. They're turning that around in a day or two, then they're on to the next one, on to the next one, on to the next one. Then you kind of get the hodlers. The hodlers are definitely more of your long-term believers. They're really looking into the roadmaps. They're looking into the future of the project, the utility of the project. They're part of the community. Those are the people that, they're going to want to get in on Mint because obviously that's your lowest cost entry of the project typically. But they're also the ones that are probably going to scoop up a couple more, after that first rocket. As that kind of retraces a little bit and refuels, they're going to pick up more. They're going to be even more involved with the community. And then they're going to hold. They're going to know it takes a little time to build out some of these utilities and to give back and follow through on some of these roadmap items. So, I mean, I hope that kind of answered the question. Kind of went off topic a little bit, but I think
No,
you get the gist.
that was a great explanation, and I do appreciate you again taking some of your time out of your day, because a lot of people might be like, "Hey, your pop, how in the world did you find this NFT project, and how did you get in their Discord?" But again, the main developer actually reached out to me, and I get approached, guys, by thousands, honestly, and I wish I was making up this number, but literally thousands of different projects, and I always say no. Simply just say no, thank you. I don't, again, it's Shiba Inu or nothing else. But the way he approached me and the way our conversation started was the first thing, he mentioned. He was like, I've been a part of the SHIB army since before the run up in April, saying that he, bought in March, and he's still holding. And I was like, wow, okay, that's pretty different. And then he introduced a project, a community-based cryptocurrency that has, a community-based NFT project that has, potential, just like Shiba Inu's. Because how did SHIB's ecosystem develop? It started out as something that was community-based, but oftentimes we'll find a lot of different projects out there that don't really have, the roadmap that I could really follow or understand. But for this one, 3 things that caught me off the very beginning. Number 1, charitable donations with the amount of money coming into this NFT. $50,000 will be given to a charity of the developer's choice. I made a dedicated video on this, and you guys can go back and watch. In addition, $50,000 from the community standpoint, the one that we like the most as Bad Baby Dino NFT holders, we get to decide where $50,000 more goes to a charity of our choice. And you guys know we've been talking about humanizing cryptocurrencies, NFTs, this entire space, changing it from this thing that's more malicious, dangerous, something that's not very positively looked into or looked at, to again, opening up brand new doors, changing the narrative, a paradigm shift, if you will, to a completely different understanding of what crypto can do and what individuals like us who can make significant gains in this space also are doing. So that's the number one thing that really attracted me to it. And then moving from that, we started discussing different things, and I saw the Discord, I saw the community, and I was like, wow, these guys are really, they're really in it. And it reminded me a lot of how Shiba Inu was, before the second hype wave. But the first one, I was like, the community response, the amount of activity that I'm seeing, I'm just like, wow, this all is really, really cool. And again, for me, it's NFTs are a new thing. I have no collectibles in my crypto wallet right now, but I wanted to get into some. But the majority of the ones that I saw, we talked to CryptoPunks, some of the apes, like a lot of the things that were not in my, I couldn't afford them. I don't have the buying power to get in that. So I was like, let me get into a new project and see where that could go. And with Bad Baby Dino's NFT, the time that they approached me and how close it's going to be in proximity with the Shiboshi drop, I was like, hold on just a minute. I think this might be the project to get into. So I mentioned, for me, I want to mint my 10. And with the size of the community, I think there's going to be a lot more opportunity of, entrance and the barrier of entrance. And again, I'll let the developer kind of go into that himself. But I think, again, the access is definitely there. And that's what really is keeping me excited, because I want to start entering the space. I want to start covering projects that are actually doing some pretty cool things, community-based, not just 100% hype-based. Sure, there's going to be some that will make some pretty significant gains, but we want to look into some that have longevity and have a bright future ahead of them. So with Shiboshis, we know how well they're going to do with this ecosystem. I'm expecting anywhere between a 100, yes, at the very lowest, I really think 100x is possible long-term with the Shiboshis, up to, there's really no limit. So we're not going to even put a cap on that. But let's dive in a little bit more into the Bad Baby Dinos NFT, kind of the pipeline, what we're looking for in terms of the roadmap, what the future has. Is this something that even people should consider looking into? I have the link in the description, of course, and I did pin it at the top of the chat. So make sure you guys go in, and always, please, if you're watching right now, do your own research. Never, ever invest into something just because it's mentioned on any space, whether that's a Reddit post or a YouTube video. Do your research, do your due diligence, and understand that every investment you make, should be 100% your decision. And for me, this one here is going to be a big one. So with Shiba Inu, for the last few months where it's been literally consolidating and not doing anything, I have been holding each and every day, coming back to give you guys updates regardless of price. If we're up 10% or if we're down 30%, still coming back each and every day. And I know that's why a lot of you stuck around. And that's why we grew so much. And I think with the Bad Baby Dinos, the same potential is there in my opinion. And that's why we are here today and tonight to talk about NFTs as a whole, but specifically their project. So if you haven't already, we have 1,000 people in the chat, which is insane. Make sure you guys smash that like button, subscribe to the channel so we can get this video out to more people. But let's have the developer kind of take over again and give us a little bit about the roadmap. And then we could talk specifically about what mint day might look like for Bad Baby Dinos and for the Shiboshis as they're coming to drop. So go for it and let me know what page you'd like me to navigate to, by the way.
Well, first, Pop, I'm going to rewind just a little bit. Okay. And just for the record, for everybody that's here and everybody that's going to listen to it down the road, Pop is not an easy guy to get a hold of. I hunted him, and I was very persistent in trying to get 30 minutes of his time to pitch him the project and let him know what I had going on. So I was adamant to get someone like Pop in the beginning, not specifically him, but someone like him. And I figured he was the go-to. He was the one I wanted to get the most. So I tried. Finally, after, I don't know, a week or two of just every day, whether it's YouTube comment, Twitter message, join your Patreon, I mean, you name it, I finally got some of your time. And you're a busy guy, and I respect your time. So
I appreciate that.
When we talked, I remember our first couple conversations, and I think you'll agree that they were pretty just upfront, real conversations. And we both not only respected each other's time, but respected each other's community. In other words, at the time, you had, I think you were up to like 65, 68 or somewhere, just coming up on your 70,000 followers. And you respectfully had to consider every 70,000 of those members. And that right there was hook, line, and sinker for me. I wanted this guy to be one of my largest voices to one of what I think is the funnest communities, because he cares. He's genuine. He's giving. He's one of the most positive influencers. He'll be honest with you when he doesn't know everything. He's learning some things along with you guys. This is the perfect channel to promote these kind of things, because we're all in this together. I myself, I'm a fairly average guy. I'm not a whale out there, and I'm comfortable. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not a billionaire. I'm not a whale. It's not me. But that's why I hunted him, and I'm super stoked to be a little deeper part of the Shiba army. He mentioned I was involved early on. I was involved in March. I made a lot of money, lost a lot of money. I held on, and I am where I am now. But I mean, look at this community. Look at the people that stuck around and consolidated for the past 4 months. Here we are on the back on the way up. And the whole time in between, no one in your Pop's world, at least, was spreading negativity. Yeah, it was all, we were bumming. It was, a little down days here or there, but you guys held strong. We're going back up. We're making some money again. We're getting back up there. So I only mention that because that's the community I'm building. And I'm not saying trying to build. That's the community I am building. That is what my focus is on. And that's what's going to help every single one of us that's involved with this project succeed moving forward. So we can, we could pick up the ball a little bit, just talk about the roadmap and kind of where we're at on things. Sure. Obviously, we have a social presence, Twitter, Discord, GoTo on those two channels. Twitter's kind of our announcement page, but Discord's still our number one, early announcements. We only do giveaways in our Discord, so we're only giving giveaways to our Discord members. We got some good prizes, $1,000 ETH coming up. We're doing a giveaway right now. We put a vote out to who wants a certain NFT. We're going to buy maybe a Lazy Lion, or an Axolotls, or a Dapper Dino. And we're talking, I don't know, $1,000-$2,000 NFTs that we're going to buy, become a part of their communities, and then we're going to gift it away to someone in our community. So, there's some fun giveaways in our project as well. So we got a lot of that going on, a lot of boots on the ground marketing, grassroots stuff, following up with Twitter followers, getting everybody out there with their invites to get the word out. So a lot of good stuff going on right now. The next on our roadmap is going to be that pre-sale. That pre-sale is coming up Friday. this is probably one of the first topics I'll bring up on the AMA, so to speak. So we put out a AMA specific channel in our Discord so our members could ask some questions in preparation for this live stream. And there were a few questions regarding the pre-sale coming up and whether or not we were worried about filling all the pre-sale slots. Should we have waited longer? Should we have done more marketing? Should we have done this, that, or the other thing? And, that's awesome to see that they even care and that they're interested in it. So I was happy to see it, and I'm happy to explain it. The pre-sale for us is trying to get as many people in at the lowest entry price as possible. We have 1,200 open slots. If we fill them, great. If we don't, then they spill over to the public drop. But we wanted this to be exclusive. We wanted people that cared enough about the community to help build the community to have this early opportunity. We know when we get to the public drop, we'll sell out fairly quickly. I'm not going to pat myself on the back yet and say within minutes. I don't think that's going to be us, but we're going to sell out very quickly once they learn a little bit more about the project. So this pre-sale is and always was supposed to be a more exclusive approach to the ones that really put in extra effort in the community early on, and they'll be rewarded. So they're going to get the lowest entry price of 0.03 ETH to mint plus gas, and they can mint up to 10, and pre-sale gets a full 24 hours to mint. That means no gas wars. That means you can pick any time in your time zone that works for you at the lowest gas in your time zone. So it was a pretty fun reward for those who were willing to put in the work. So that's what we got coming up Friday. That's the next big milestone. We're looking forward to a lot of people minting through that day and getting the process started.
Awesome. So then again, pre-sale was the October 15th on Friday, correct?
Yes, this Friday, October 15th, pre-sale starts at 7 a.m. Eastern time, runs through 7 a.m. October 16th the following morning. And again, you have to be on the whitelist to pre-sale. And to be on the whitelist, you have to invite and get 3 members to join or reach level 10 in our general chat and our ranking system that we have on our Discord. So 2, fairly reasonable. I mean, the level 10s definitely takes a little grinding to get to it. We actually had it set at level 15 early on and 5 invites early on, but we were catching a little flack for that and, realized we were shooting a little too high for that. So we did lower the standard a little bit, but still kept it exclusive enough.
Got it. Okay. All right. So again, really big things that are coming, and I know we probably should have done this sooner rather than so close, but regardless, I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be, a really big day on Friday, but again, following that, the public. So just so I understand, pre-sale Friday, public drop 7 days after. Is that correct?
We're saying within 7 days after. We're going to treat it similar to Shiboshi's, where it will be kind of a last minute call. We will give our Discord members the first notice, so they'll have the most amount of time to plan, and then we will open it up. We got some promoters lined up. We got some big names that'll reach a lot of people pretty quickly, but we will absolutely take care of the community first to give them the first chance on that. So that'll be, the public drop will be 0.05 ETH. So it's a little bit more. So now think back, right? The 0.03 guys instantly almost have 100% appreciation. That's another little plus. But so 0.05 ETH, and it'll be whatever's left over after the pre-sale. We'll announce it first to the community members, and then we'll get out there and hit the streets and promote.
Perfect. And I had some personal, because again, this is the first time I'm ever doing this NFT thing myself. And I know a lot of people are in the same boat. We have 1,300 people right now. And I'm guessing maybe 75-80% of them have never even purchased an NFT before. So I kind of want to ask, because I'm looking again from the Shiboshi standpoint, because I think Shytoshi made some really good mediums. But in terms of appreciation, right? So the cost. So when it comes to these Shiboshis, the first 3,000 will cost 0.1 Ethereum. And you said for the bad Baby Dinos, it's going to be a 0.05? 0.03. So being right around like equivalent to US dollars, about $100 per each minted NFT. Is that correct? Approximately.
Yeah, obviously depending on you. If you said 100, 150 at tops, I would say would be about where we'll mint at the time.
Got it. And so for the Shiboshis though, it's like the first 3,000 are the cheapest. Then it gets a little bit more expensive as you go up. Is that going to be the same for the Dinos, or are they going to all be standard at 0.03?
All the pre-sale 0.03.
And how about public drop? Unknown.
And all the public drop all 0.05.
0.0. So they're going to get so a little bit more expensive for the public drop.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying. So if you get in on pre-sale, you're almost guaranteed appreciation. You're already going to be minting higher a week later. So that pre-sale is kind of the place to be.
Okay. And again, the only way to get in on the pre-sale for the Bad Baby Dinos is either inviting 3 people on the Discord, which the link is in the description and I pinned it on the chat, or you can just be active on the Discord yourself.
That's right. Yep. We got a bot in there that tracks communication. It gives you XP points. It's almost treating it like a game. And you can level up. You can get to level 10. So, if someone were to jump on tonight, you could definitely get to level 10 before we close the whitelist. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. There's definitely a lot of chat and a lot of points you got to gain. And it's close to the pre-sale at this point. But if you wanted it bad enough, you can get on there and make it happen. Or, hey, invite three friends, get them to join, get them to stay, and you're in.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm streaming the chat right now, and just how active it is just insane. I love how many people are in there. Really, again, I kind of used the analogy, but it really reminds me of how the SHIB live stream, the SHIB Discord looked at the very beginning. So
our hashtag we're dubbing is hashtag Dino Fam. Hashtag Dino Fam. So if there's hashtag Dino Fams in this chat, drop the hashtag. Let's see us in there. Make some noise.
Awesome. I love it, man. That's so cool. All right. So we almost have 1,400 people in the chat right now. So make sure you guys, again, we're doing, an amazing job getting this thing to hit this YouTube algorithm that is so ever mysterious. But make sure you smash that like button and also subscribe to the channel and click the link in the description if you're interested in getting in on the Bad Baby Dinos NFT drop. The pre-sale goes live this Friday and then followed. We don't know, again, for timeline for the Shiboshis, the Shiba Inu ecosystem, we don't have a definitive date. They're working hard to make sure they figure all the little pieces that are required, but it looks like right now it could literally happen anytime this week, tomorrow, the day after, this weekend. We don't know when. So be prepared, not surprised. And again, look at other opportunities along the way. You guys know I'm a huge proponent and fan of hodling and making sure that you're part of single ecosystem. But again, that whole thing with me is what I learned in the stock market when I was a huge investor over on that end. And that's all I really did is forget about brand loyalty. What you want to do, and ultimately what we're trying to do here, is make as much gains as possible here in 2021. So again, with that being said, this is an opportunity I feel like people should not give up on, and don't let it pass by. Go into the Discord, check out what the chat is saying. Look at the different things that are on the roadmap, which I have on the screen here, and then make your decision there. But I think, again, at least giving it time to do your research is definitely going to be worth it.
For sure, Pop. I'll add a couple things to that if you don't mind too.
Sure.
Circling back to the minting, right? One thing I really want to make clear, because it has come up in our requested AMA questions, we're not pre-minting any NFTs. So what I mean by that is myself, the founder, and anyone on the dev team has to get in on the pre-sale list and mint that way right alongside with you guys. So we are not pre-minting anything. We don't have anything in our wallets ready to go. The full collection is starting in the pre-sale, including all of us. So I wanted to make that clear so everybody knew that. But we also had a lot of not a lot of flack, but a little bit of flack about why aren't we doing more collabs, more giveaway collaborations. The problem with giveaway collaborations before minting is it's always an NFT for an NFT, right? Everybody wants to promote their NFT for another NFT. The problem this is just me, right? This is just coming from our project's perspective. We're not pre-minting any Dino, so it's not even possible. But if it was possible, the research that I really dove into, I found a lot of those prizes, a lot of those NFT prizes just get flipped on OpenSea for a fraction of the value of the project, right? So someone just got this thing for free. They don't mind making a quick couple $100 and just selling it. Well, that's only bringing down your floor price of the community. So I don't want to start off a project with people that are taking their prizes and just shoving it over to OpenSea, making a couple $100 and bringing down the value before we even get started. So I decided that we weren't doing that as part of our marketing scheme. I know that was a big AMA question. I just wanted to make sure we shouted that out and answered that. That is why we didn't do that. Now, after minting, we're ready to rock and roll. We're going to mint some. We're also going to buy some on OpenSea afterwards. I mean, we definitely want to have a handful of baby dinos ourselves that we can use for collaborations and giveaways. But we're doing it with our own money.
Okay. I love it. And so this is another thing I want to make sure everybody understands, including myself, because there's some confusion. And I forgot to give some shout outs to the people who have been super chatting. Sir Advise dropping a $100 super chat. Insanity. He says, brilliant Europop. Please use this donation to give Europop merchandise away to 3 lucky Europop members. This is the way you see fits. Requests just be positive, and I'll be popping in now and then, donating through the rest of the year here on the Europop live stream. Don't want to miss it. Big shout out. Thank you so much for your support tonight. I do appreciate you so much, Sir Alfaiz. He's also a part of the Bad Baby Dino NFT crew. We met here on the channel, and then him and I actually had some conversations outside, because you can consider him a whale, but really been one of the biggest supportives. And thank you so much for the super chat. And then Brian Edwards, and let me just take a divergence. Is it okay if I take a couple seconds here? I know our time is pretty tight. I'm
good. I'm
okay.
gonna I can extend a bit.
Okay, perfect. So Brian Edwards, guys, I want to mention something, because this brings Bad Baby Dinos, the Shiba Army, everyone into one place. Brian Edwards, thank you so much for the $50. By the way, Brian, he was on the channel. Dr. B, one of my favorite individuals that's been a part of this journey with me since day one, and really has been supporting me along the way of each step of the way. He's a physician, an anesthesiologist out in North Carolina, and he just really believes in cryptocurrency, and he believes that we as a collective can change the narrative. And he talks about humanizing crypto. So again, he says in his messages, thank you both so much for your support. When that Bad Baby Dino NFT hits the St. Jude wallet, it's going to be huge. Guess I better go to the Bad Baby Dinos Discord and get off Twitter. No, right? Yeah, I mean, the Discord it's popping. That's the thing. But relative to the amount of people on Twitter, and I know there's a lot of people who are like, hey, because from my own community, they're like, dude, I don't know how to use Discord. So it starts off with Discord. Twitter is, there too. But again, the potential that I see here is going to be massive. But again, with Brian Edwards, real quick here, is you guys know he started that charity wallet. So he started a wallet for St. Jude's Hospital, shooting for a $1 million goal in 60 days. I myself pledged $1,000 towards it. And I know the Bad Baby Dinos NFT crew already, as a development team, sent over $1,000 to the wallet as well. Look at me trying to scroll through the live stream right now, but here it is. There it is right here. So let's come together and make it happen. So again, Dr. B is currently working on this, and I say just go over to his Twitter, check out what he has, because I think, again, what he's trying to do here is change the story behind crypto. Trying to change the story behind Shiba Inu, Saitama, different ERC20 tokens. And again, the cool thing with the Bad Baby Dinos is it's also an Ethereum-based token. So I know that's one of the questions that I've been seeing. Is it going to be, Ethereum-based? Yes, the answer is 100% will be Ethereum-based. But a big shout out to them for also putting $1,000 from their own money into Dr. B's wallet and the move that he's trying to do here. So that was my little divergence there. Had to plug it in. Thank you again, Dr. B, for your support.
we got to show some love to Dr. B. I mean, straight up guy. I hardly know him, but just what he's doing. I mean, listen, guys, this is simple. It is as simple as it gets for the art of giving. He has made it as easy as, here's a public address, put some money in it, we're giving it to St. Jude. Now, okay, that sounds crazy, right? Just met this guy on the internet, going to throw him some money in his wallet, and he's going to give it to St. Jude. Well, there's got to be a little trust out there, guys. I mean, at the end of the day, and I know he's fully doxxed, yes. in visual, the whole nine. He's you can look him up. He's a doctor, yada, yada. He's 100% doxxed. So Do you take a little risk sending a guy some money in his wallet? Sure, but do your own research. But he's made it
Mhm.
as easy as putting money in that wallet, and that money is going to St. Jude's. And Bad Baby Dinos is all about kids, dude. And I started this based on my 2-year-old son. That was the aspiration. And when Dr. B put that together, man, just the simplicity of it, sold. I mean, we got to get more stuff out there. You guys are all making gains if you're doing anything right in crypto and NFTs. Spread the love, give back. This year has been a very difficult year for a lot of people, and not even just financially, just people getting beat up emotionally because people just aren't kind anymore. Bring that back. In the communities that we have the tools to do that. It doesn't have to be a lot of money. It doesn't even always have to be money, but I'm sidetracking a bit, but just be more kind, everybody. Just be a little nicer. Do one nice thing for one person every day, and you'll feel better. I kind of went on a tangent there, but that one gets me riled up.
No, man, it's so true. No, we can solve so many issues if we all come together and make change. So I love it. Kindness, spreading kindness, I think is going to be the motto through the end of this year. And I think again,
For sure.
also generosity, right? Giving back, because I think between now and the end of 2021, the biggest gains will be seen and made in the crypto space, whether it's through NFT investing or cryptocurrency. I still think either of those two options are going to be yielding a lot of returns for most investors, as long as you're smart with what you do.
100%.
Absolutely.
So that kind of tees up actually really nicely into our next phase in the roadmap. We touched on charity earlier. I'll breeze through it a little bit too. That is the next step after we sell out. Instantly, we're going right into the charitable section of our roadmap. So, Pop, you mentioned it. We're giving 50 grand to a charity of our choice. It's going to be children based. And then we're going to put it up to vote in our Discord community on where that other 50 grand's going. So it's as simple as that. We're giving away 100 grand. That's just the beginning. We'd like to do more as it develops. And we want to involve the community as we do it.
That's fantastic. And that's one of the things that drew me in, because I was like, hold on. You're telling me that we as a community, and we have a lot of community members I have seen so many people in my comment section, hey Pop, why don't we do a live stream that is 100% for charity? And I was like, I love the idea. Let's coordinate, let's make it happen. And I found out YouTube actually has a way to integrate it where 100% of all super chats and all views, whatever you want to say, will go directly into charity. So I think we can make that happen. And maybe we could do it in collaboration with the Bad Baby Dinos NFT. I think we can make something big happen in that realm after the pre-sale and the launch. I think we can make something special happen. A really big stream and all just to charity.
Put it together, get it live, put it out there, and all to charity.
Love it. I love it. And so this is one question that I had, and I saw it all over the general chat, because it's spilling over to the Discord that I created. It's like a little private Discord for the Your Pop community. People have been asking the Dino snack jar. Can you kind of explain that a little bit?
Oh man, the Dino snack jar. All right, guys. So me personally, I'm stoked about the Dino snack jar. This is, I haven't done a deep enough dive, but it's got to be one of the biggest reward programs in the NFT game. So to simplify it, when you mint NFTs, when the minting is complete, buying and trading starts on a third party like OpenSea. Our project gets a commission every time that NFT is sold. Every time it is sold to another person for perpetual. So every time it's sold, we set our commission at 6%. So we have pledged to give 50% of that right back to our community. So 50% of the value, the trading value commission that we get, is going right into a community wallet, aka the Dino snack jar. So that is Ethereum-based treats that we will be distributing to all Bad Baby Dino holders. We are going to make each dino weighted a little more than the other. So you'll have a little more, one dino may be worth a little more of that snack jar. That will be announced once we know the exact numbers. But we are working on the algorithm with the dev team on that as we speak. We actually made a little more progress today on that. It's not an easy thing. It's going to take us I would say maybe 3 weeks, maybe upwards of 4 weeks right now.
Okay.
But that is in process. And that will be, once we get that rolling, there'll be a couple small things that people have to do. We'll make small criteria. We'll keep it simple. Profile pic stuff. You're going to have to link your wallet to a certain thing. And it'll basically scan your wallet, see how many dinos you have, automatically figure out what the trading volume was, take 50% of that, distribute it to all the bad baby dino holders, and bam, that's just going to hit your wallet. Ethereum, free money, passive income, dividends, whatever you want to call it. We're giving half of
So
that
cool.
back. So I think that's pretty amazing. I think that's a great utility for our token for the short term and for the long term. And one of our AMA questions was A, more clarity on that, right? So there's some more clarity on that. But B, what happens to the other 50% of that? So the other 50% of that does go back to essentially a project wallet, right? So this is being run very similar to a business. Me personally, my background is an entrepreneurial background with business development. So I'm running this like a community-driven business. So that is essentially our income. That income is going to go into continuing to develop and market this project. Now, we can only go so far. We can only market so much. We can only make such good rewards. In other words, you can only lead a horse to water phrase. Where the community comes in is taking us to that next level. You guys got to get out there. You guys got to do some work too. Share this with your friends, share this with your colleagues, share this with your coworkers. Like there'll be a lot of calling on the community once we mint to band together, and our power is in numbers to continue to grow the value. We're definitely going to be doing our part, and we're 100% ready to put our money where our mouth is. But the community, that's where the community comes in to keep this project going stronger than ever.
Right. And I think that's one thing that differentiates NFTs from cryptocurrencies. Excuse me, cryptocurrencies. Both, community presence is important regardless. Whether you believe it or not, a lot of people say we look at use case, we look at fundamentals. But again, things have changed now in 2021. Hype, excitement, community involvement, social media noise, all these things are the big factors that are now creating, a shift in a lot of markets. So, and cryptocurrency being one big one, and NFTs being probably the biggest. So understand that, what it comes down to at the end after the pre-sale and the sale, even for the Shiboshis and the Baby Dinos alike, we are expecting, again, as the community continues to grow day by day, because it doesn't just stop as soon as the sale goes. More NFT drops will follow. And make sure you guys understand that for both ecosystems. More NFTs, and correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that kind of part of the plan? This is the first NFT drop of potentially many more?
I think our collection is going to be the main collection, and our
This one here.
utility, and our utility is going to carry through with rewards and something that I'm about to announce in a little bit. But we have a little extra strategy up our sleeves, charitable related, and it's not worth announcing 100% because we're just going to get bombarded with questions. But we definitely, part of our roadmap 2.0, I strongly suggested to the team, and we put it all together, and we'll pitch it to the community once it's built out. But we want to come up with some form of charitable NFT collection where 100% of the aftermarket commission sales goes to charity. We're going to pick a charity, and maybe we rotate charities every month or every year or however the community decides. But we're going to go through, we're going to develop an NFT, we're going to airdrop it, we're going to build some momentum behind it, and we're going to have a charitable only NFT. Is definitely a part of the future goal, and I'm not going to go in it much deeper than that because it's exactly that, a future goal. But just something to kind of start getting a little excited about, just to get a feeling for who we are and what we want to do.
100%. That sounds, it sounds perfect. It sounds like really something that's going to grow, again, at a pace that keeps it sustainable. And again, when you say business, someone that has a business background like yourself, it's understanding, hey, this comes in as I have to follow it as if I'm starting up a business, and I wanted something that's going to continue to flourish, not just, big hype and then let it just die down. And that's one other thing, just so you guys are all aware, the transparency side of things is, to me, the developer and I know who he is. I have, got to speak to him directly. And again, I don't, just like any other of the cryptocurrencies that I've spoke about in the channel, especially the ones that I'm more filtered on, when we're talking about Saitama, we're talking about Shiba Inu, Ryoshi Vision, Mist, whatever different tokens we have talked about between, the beginning of May till now, they have all been crypto assets that I believe in. And thankfully, because of that, we have seen significant increase in each of their prices because, again, they were backed by good teams. And what I see for the Bad Baby Dinos NFT drop, it's backed by a very strong development team that is putting in a lot of resource into it to make sure, again, that it thrives and continues to grow. One quick thing here from Haggard Fan, who's actually the winner of our giveaway. He was given, I think, what was the giveaway? It was a spot in the whitelist, maybe?
He got a whitelist. Yeah, I remember him. I remember that name. Yep.
Yeah, Haggard Fan. So he actually dropped the $25 super chat. Thank you so much, Haggard Fan. He says, Ahmed, just got on the live stream and I'll ask the no dumb questions, but he says it's a dumb question. How do you mint once it opens? No clue. Just buy them at 0.03 Ethereum. I'll let the developer kind of mention that, but for me, we're actually going to make a dedicated video on how to mint. So whatever ends up dropping first, but it looks to me that the NFTs for the Bad Baby Dinos will be dropping first. But who knows? Anything can happen with the Shiboshis. But I'll show you guys I'll do like a how to mint guide, if you will. And we're planning on that. But you can go ahead and maybe touch on that as a dev.
Yeah, for sure. So Haggard, thanks again, man. We chatted a little bit there on the Discord too. We got you on the whitelist. Congrats. So you're going to be ready to mint this Friday. So listen, you're not alone. We realized very quickly that there are a lot of people in this community that this is their first or even at least it's still relatively new for them. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. We want to educate. Yeah, exactly. And we want to educate as much as possible. We don't want to steer the ship because, Pop mentioned it earlier, you guys got to do your own research. This is your money, your investment. But as far as resources go, yes, we're going to be doing a detailed how-to video, step by step, where we're actually going to add Pop's address in, and he's going to mint his first Bad Baby Dino, the first Bad Baby Dino of the collection. We're hoping to do that in the next day or so, so we definitely want to get it out to you guys before the pre-sale. So we're going to have that as a visual. But in the meantime, we kept this as simple as possible. I stand behind the KISS motto, keep it stupid simple. And our minting will be on our website. It will be as easy as linking your wallet, selecting the amount of Bad Baby Dinos you want to mint, clicking mint, approving the transaction, and you are done. You are done. You minted it. That's it. You did it. So what you're going to get in your wallet, depending on traffic and everything, when you get that is to be determined. It's usually right away. It could be up to an hour or sometimes a little more. But what you'll get in return will be, you will see an egg. You will not see a Bad Baby Dino right away. We will do the full reveal once we've minted completely, but you will have an egg. So it'll be a little extra suspense for you guys. But that'll show you how many you minted. You'll have those images in your wallet. You'll be good to go. So really easy. We also went a little above and beyond and spent a little extra investment on making sure that you guys have two wallet options, MetaMask and Coinbase. So we have two extensions. You can use MetaMask or you can use Coinbase. Guys, when you mint, you can't just go on your phone and go on the app. Well, you can, but you have to do it on a browser. If you're going to go into MetaMask, you have to go into the browser in MetaMask, go to our website in order to link up and do it. Sometimes it's easier to do it on a PC, but it can be done on a phone. Just remember, you have to be on a browser format.
So that'd be like the D apps, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Correct. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So if you're in I'm less familiar with Coinbase than I am MetaMask, but if you're in Coinbase, I believe if you go to the dApps section, there's a browser in there. Then you go to badbabydinos.com and you can start the process. Guys, I know we're not huge yet. We're gaining steam extremely quickly, but please, please, please be careful of any kind of scams. I've seen projects that pick up enough interest where people can throw together a website in minutes put together a
Wow.
fake wallet and take your money. I mean, it's incredible. They could have badbabydino.com and drop the S, or badbabydino.io. So please, if you don't know, ask an admin or check on our Discord or our Twitter, our official Twitter, the exact link to link up for our website. And furthermore, down the road, especially OpenSea collection.
Perfect. And that's the other thing. I pulled up OpenSea a second ago just to kind of glance at it, because I've been on the website, I've checked it out, but I never really did anything on it. So I'm on which I'm guessing for the Bad Baby Dinos NFT drop, it's going to be under the collectibles. Is that correct?
Yeah, if you search in there, if you're going to be able to search Bad Baby Dinos,
Oh, really?
and we'll populate. But again, scammers are good, man, and the more more steam behind the project, the more interested they are. They can get to that very good. Now, unfortunately, with OpenSea, you need a certain amount of volume before you can become verified. It's kind of a bit of a crock on that one. I wish there was a more official way to verify, but you have to get on there. You have to produce X amount of volume, and you got to kind of badger them to get verified. So that may even take a week or two to get that. We're going to be pushing as hard as possible, so you guys will have a verified OpenSea account as soon as possible. But again, just for transparency, just make sure you know the collection. On our Discord, ask an admin, message us on Twitter. I mean, whatever. We are pretty damn good with customer service, and I know we're only going to get bigger, and we're only going to need to hire more moderators and more team members to keep up with you guys. But I think anybody could attest at this point. I myself, the admins, and even a few more moderators that we hired yesterday are pretty darn good about getting back to as many messages as quick as we can.
Absolutely. So you guys heard it here first. And again, shout out to the 1,400 of you that are in the chat right now. So if you guys haven't already, make sure, if you've gained any knowledge in NFTs at all today, make sure you smash that like button and also subscribe to the channel. And again, make sure you guys kind of understand, if you were able to utilize Shiba Swap or Uniswap or any swap mechanism where you took your tokens, your Ethereum, and you swapped it for a new token, whether it was SHIB, whether it was Saitama, doesn't matter. But the fact is, if you've underwent those steps, those technical steps, you're going to be able to mint an NFT. No problem. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So again, make sure you understand that. But with that same token comes the same idea behind a swap, gas fees. And so again, when the developer stated things like, increasing your gas, that's not something we should take lightly. That would be actually something that we might have to do to get in on some of these NFTs, especially with the Shiboshis. Not so much, maybe. We'll see. You don't know by pre-sale day or, the public drop. You don't know how fast something might sell out. It could be within a minute, it could be within seconds. But regardless, setting yourself up for success by maybe increasing that gas and understanding, you could lose that gas fee that you end up paying just because of one thing and one thing only: you weren't fast enough. The gas might end up being wasted. And you were kind of giving me some numbers on some of the amounts of gas that you've had to use and still failed attempts, if you will, to mint an NFT on the day of a drop. But can you kind of give us how that was and how much money you've ended up spending and not being able to get an NFT?
Yeah, I mean, I've spent in the low thousands for gas fees. Now, I was willing to do that because I was minting multiple NFTs, so that cost is spread out. But there was one circumstance where I lost it, and I didn't take my own advice. And here's my one piece of advice, my little tip for you guys that are minting first or minting behind a hype project. I don't know if we're going to run into a gas war with Bad Baby Dinos. Maybe we would. We'll see. But something like Shiboshis is a gas war scenario. They have the numbers to create a gas war. Even though they're waiting till last minute, there are going to be so many people in that line to do it. You're going to get in a gas war, which is basically competing for a completed transaction. If you go on there and you're okay with spending, let's say $500 to do your gas fee, then set your gas fee at the max that you're willing to spend and just go for it. You won't have time to do it more than once. Likely. I don't know, but likely you won't have time to do it more than once. Furthermore, if it doesn't go through within, let's say, 30 seconds or even a minute, cancel the transaction. That's my advice. Take it or leave it. But in my experience, at least you can cancel the transaction and the transaction doesn't fail at that point. Whereas if you sit there waiting 5, 10, 15 minutes, the project's probably already sold out. Ethereum catches up on itself, and then it's a failed transaction and you lose your gas.
Got it.
But I mean, I have people that ask specifically about our project, how much is it going to be to mint for gas? I have no clue. I would plan for no less than $100. Gas is ridiculous. We all know it. Ethereum is tough.
Yes,
we tossed around the idea of different chains when we were going to do the project, but at the end of the day, Ethereum's still the best. It's still the safest. It's still, the fastest speed. It's still got the biggest ecosystem with it. So for now, they kind of got us in a bit of a grip, and we're going to stick with Ethereum.
I love it. And you guys see it here. So I'm going through the NFT gallery. There's just a portion of them. Maybe it's all of them. Are the NFT gallery, is that pretty holistic?
It's very, very small. I think all you see is some T-Rexes there. We're again a little skeptical about scammers out there, so we didn't want to put all of the characters out in exactly the way that we're going to have them. So we'll have 4 characters total. You're seeing the T-Rexes there, and you can kind of see some of the unique traits that we'll have with them. So we'll have 3 other characters, each a little bit more rare than the other, that'll all be a part of this total collection.
I just think it's so cool. And again, I feel like NFTs, it's something of the future. Like I know in 2021, and my wife and I had a conversation about NFTs, and she was like, I don't know. She's like, it doesn't make sense to me. And I'm like, it doesn't make sense to me either, but cryptocurrencies didn't make sense to anybody in 2013, in 2015. But now look at the ones who decided, hey, you know what? I'm gonna take a chance on this, see where it goes. And I think the NFT space is something that's gonna ever grow, especially for people. We live in capitalist countries, right? Some people are trying to figure out, what else can I do to diversify my portfolio as much as possible? Digital art is a futuristic concept and idea. And with that being said, those who get in now might find some significant gains in the future. So again, I think that the art pieces that they've created are fantastic. The community behind this crypto is also amazing. The Twitter group is already over 8,800 individuals, approaching 10,000. The Discord group is also growing. And so for me, this was it was easy for me to transition in. Yes, I got in when there was only 13 of us on the Discord, which makes me appreciate the growth over the last few weeks. But in addition to that, the growth that is yet to come after both pre-sale and the public drop. So make sure you guys, if you haven't already, click the link in the description and check out the Discord. Go see what the community is all about. Look how they interact with each other. And I think you'll be pretty excited and happy from what the product is in there, which is the community. And also, I pinned it on the chat. So click either of those links, check it out. And it looks like Dr. B dropped another $50 super chat saying, shout out to Dr. B. My first baby dino goes to St. Jude, and my second goes to the SHIB army. We auction it on OpenSea, and whatever it sells, we convert to SHIB and burn it on your Pop's live stream. Let's go. I love it, man. Dr. B has a whole plan. And we could do that kind of thing. We could do, again, the community-driven burns, and you guys know we're doing that with the merch here and there, that kind of thing. But regardless, check out the Discord in the description. I think you guys would be pretty happy to see what's in there. I pop in as often as I can, but the developers and administrators of the Discord are always very active. So go in and ask away if you had questions that weren't answered on the stream, but I'll let the developer kind of give us a sign off because I know I want to respect his time. We said 1 hour, and he has a family, as he mentioned, a 2-year-old at home. So let's go ahead and, give us your last pieces of information, and we can go from there, my man.
Yeah, Pop, I appreciate it. And if you don't mind, I got maybe 10 minutes to kind of wrap up. I don't think it's a quick wrap up. Is that all right?
I actually would appreciate that. So thank you.
Yeah. I want to spare some time because I want to make sure I get to a couple more questions. And you mentioned something earlier about when friends or family asks you and what's going on. I've been with some friends over this past. It's a holiday weekend in the States, so we got up in the mountains and had some friends over, and of course everybody's asking me what's going on. They know I've always got something going on. So trying to explain NFTs to some people is tricky, right? But in summary, right, the way I explain it anyway, you've got your dividend paying stocks, right? Then you've got your large cap stocks, your mid cap, your small cap, your penny stocks. Then you get in the crypto world. You got your Bitcoin. Now you got your altcoins, your bigger altcoin, Ethereum, your mid cap, small caps, your more speculative coins, your more community driven coins. And then somewhere way down the bottom there, you got NFTs. And I don't mean bottom as far as bottom of the barrel. I mean, we are so early in this market in general. I mean, there's going to be blue chip NFT projects. There already are. And they're all community driven, and the rate of adoption is insane. I mean, you guys are at entry level to get in on the right projects. Now, with that being said, and one of the questions in the AMA mentioned, are you worried about not selling out? If we don't sell out, what happens to the rest of us? Do we get our money back? Listen, we're all adults. We understand the risk we're taking. I want to be as clear as possible and say, project failure is not an option for me. For full transparency, I've put a lot of capital into this project already, and I've already put aside a lot of capital to continue to expand it. So yes, we will make a chunk of dough from minting it, but it's not life-changing for me to run off into the sunset. So this is far from a rug pull. I have big plans moving forward, and again, taking that back to that business model, just like you guys want passive income, I and the team would want passive income, just like any business. So this is such a bigger picture for us. It starts with cute baby dinos, right? If you had to summarize it. But this is such a big picture for us. Sure, there's no warranty, so to speak. You are taking a risk. You're taking a risk on me. You're taking a risk on the team. Definitely do your own research, ask your questions, feel comfortable with it, and make sure you're good with it. But at the end of the day, I got way bigger plans than just the start of this. And that's where I want to dive in and just kind of leave a breadcrumb for something that I got super stoked about today. And again, I shouldn't go into it too much because I'm going to get too many questions about it, but I have this opportunity. I'm in front of these people. So part of our roadmap 2.0, which will be after minting, right? So now we've minted, we've done our charity, Dino snack jar is set up, and people are getting paid. What do we do next, right? Aside from marketing, growing the brand, yada, yada, what do we do next? We are going into the metaverse world, and we are going to develop a play-to-earn game of sorts. Our play-to-earn game is going to be in the searching and rewarding the developing a new world theme. I don't want to give the theme too much because it's a little bit of the ways out, and unfortunately there's too many scammers out there that may want to take the concept and run with it. But I had a great conversation today with someone far more intelligent than me when it comes to metaverse developing and gaming, and he sent me over the proposal finally today. I looked it over. We're ready to place a deposit, and this is no joke. We're getting into the metaverse. We're building the land after time, and this is going to be the first step into our roadmap 2.0 that will inevitably lead to a play-to-earn game for our holders. We're going to be part of the metaverse. So there you have it. For the people questioning what's going to happen after all this, what's better than earning rewards, there you go. You're going to have a whole nother utility of this project, and I am stoked for it.
How cool is that? Dropping a bombshell on us. Thank you so much to the Bad Baby Dinos NFT developer for joining us today, explaining how to go about minting NFTs, how it works, the whole gas war thing that can potentially happen. But again, really, thank you for sharing your perspective. And one last thing that I want to show that he shared with me early on when I started getting and joining in on this project was right here. This is, what we call a bell curve, right? So it says at the very beginning, and this is from Nate Roth, some sort of NFT-based user. He says here, 4,662.5 million. So that's in the billions. Internet users are currently out there. 189.2 million Twitter users, so a subset. And a subset of that is 10.1 million DeFi or decentralized finance users. And then take another subset, you go to 0.3 million OpenSea users as of 2021. This was September 27th. You are on the leftmost end of this leftmost group, the tech enthusiasts, early market. And you guys know I talk about market psychology and the market cycle. We are at the very, very, very left. You are an innovator among innovators. So those of you who decide you want to take a chance, jumping into the NFT space, you've already done the crypto part, which puts you, amongst the still bottom 15, 20%. But to take it one step further, those are the ones that decide to take a chance with NFTs. And I think, again, what we're going to see for the remainder of 2021 and for the next 5 years and further is the growth of this brand new chapter for all of us. And that's all 100%, I had.
100%, man. And listen, I thank you for your time. I thank the Dino fam community. I know you guys are in here. You've been chasing me for the past couple days to get on here for you. So I hope I answered as many questions as I could. I mean, we could go on for hours, but I really just wanted to reiterate, the general concept that I have. I wanted to make sure everybody felt comfortable. Everybody heard my voice. And just, became that much more of a believer in the project. I think I left enough breadcrumbs for you guys. Thanks Shiba Army. Thanks all you guys. All these communities coming together. Let's come together. Let's work together. Let's give back. Let's make some money.
Let's do it. Let's make some money. I love it. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys check out the link in the description. For the 1,300 of you that are in here, if you haven't already, click the link, join the Discord, get verified, and start having conversation. Spark conversation. Ask the questions you want to ask. Because, again, I like seeing some of those questions because, hey, we have the same questions. Let me get an answer to it as well. Appreciate you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you smash that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. We're growing day by day. We're about to hit 87,000 subscribers. Guys, I truly think, I said by the end of the year we can hit 100,000. This was clear back in May, just by the growth projections. And now I'm going to make it end of November. I think we can make it happen. And with that same rate, I want to see the Bad Baby Dino NFT group also grow. I would love to see their Discord hit bigger milestones, 3, 4, 5, 6,000 members. Why not see 10,000? I think it can happen with all of us coming together and growing the community each and every day, because that's all it takes. We did it with SHIB. Let's do it again with a brand new ecosystem. And also, again, that doesn't mean we have to leave the SHIB Army. I'm always going to be here for the SHIB Army each and every day. But other projects will present themselves as big opportunities. Dr. B, thank you so much for dropping one more $50 super chat. And he says, Bad Baby Dinos is going to be huge. Think toys, onesies, cartoons, and other merchandise opportunities. Mark the date. It's super marketable. I love it. Thank you so much, Dr. B, for your support tonight. Everybody else, make sure you guys go over, check out the Discord, check out the pin. It's up there in the chat or in the description below. But that's all I had for you tonight. I'll be back here tomorrow morning to give you guys updates on SHIB. And when NFTs, anything NFT related is mentioned, you guys know I'll be the first to hopefully report back to you all. But that's it for tonight. Thank you all so much. Have a great rest of your night. Sleep well, eat well, get ready for another day of trading. And until next time, everybody.